Hey, what's up, food fiends? Today I went to a place called Hashi Okazuya, and it's in Waipahu. And if you're old school and from Waipahu, which I'm not, but I knew of this place, never been though, when it was Sato's Okazuya. But they did go out of business maybe a couple months ago or last year. And it wasn't because they weren't doing well. It's the owner retired, I believe, and I believe nobody in the family wanted to take over, which is a sad thing. So it got bought out, and they taught them, the new owners, how to do their famous noodles and all their Okazuya items. So the new owners supposedly continued on this tradition and cooked all their food the way that it was at Sato's. So today I wanted to go there for breakfast. If you don't know what an Okazuya is, you're not from Hawaii, it's pretty much what the Japanese plantation workers brought over back in the 1800s. And it's pretty much just foods that can last without refrigeration for a while for lunch that you can take and pack to work. So usually you get like a hamburger patty, there's shoyu hot dog, which is hot dogs boiled in soy sauce and sugar, which has a sweet teriyaki taste. There's noodles, rice balls, fried chicken, fried shrimp, and things like that. So I went a little later because I wanted to sleep in, which I don't get to often do. So when you go to an Okazuya, you have to go early. They all usually open really early in the morning, and they close early, usually by lunchtime. So I went a little late at about 9:30, so most of the things were sold out already. So I decided to grab a bento because it has mostly everything in it rather than choosing things. And I got a little thing on the side as well. So the thing on the side I got was an ahi patty, rice ball, fried chicken, and also their famous noodles on the side. And this bento has the same things, except it's got a hamburger patty and shoyu hot dog, half of it, and also the noodles and fried chicken, and not a rice ball, but just some rice on the side. So we'll test it out and try it out. These are the noodles, typical Simon Hawaii noodles with a little bit of green onion and chopped char siu on top. Wow, that's super good. Now I know why they're famous for their noodles. They're really nice, salty seasoning. And with that little bit of char siu on top with the green onion, it just makes it so flavorful. And I've been to some places where they sold noodles and it's super fishy to me because they use that Japanese dashi. And that I don't really care for. But this is not fishy at all. It's just got a savory, salty taste. And I see in it, as you dig more in it, it's got a sliced cabbage and sliced carrots. Super good. We'll dig into this shoyu hot dog. Have some rice. The hot dog is just, I don't know, I don't even taste shoyu or sugar. It just tastes like a regular hot dog. But I mean, it's not bad, but just tastes like a sliced hot dog you get from the store, and you could probably make it yourself at home. It's all right. We'll taste this little hamburger patty. It's got a nice char on it. It's got good flavor. It's very oniony, which I like. It's got chopped onions mixed in the mix of the beef. But it's very more on the bready side. They mix a lot of, you can tell, breadcrumb in the patty, but it's okay. It's good. I like the cabbage in here. There's not too much cabbage, which some people put in as filler, but it's just enough to give it that yummy, fresh crunch in the noodles, like a different texture. Also notice there's slices of ham in here. It doesn't taste like Spam, so it's definitely ham. And we'll try out this piece of fried chicken. It looks like a sliced, flattened chicken thigh. It's not crunchy anymore like other Okazuyas I've been to, but the flavor is really delicious. It's not dry. It has a good texture, and I like how they flattened it so it's easier to eat and there's no bones. Really good seasoning on that. Oh my goodness. So I'm taking this chicken off and I'm going to show you how much noodles they put in this bento underneath the chicken. So if you're wondering where Hashi Okazuya is, if you're not familiar, it's where the Waipahu Festival Market is off of Waipahu Depot Road. Although their address is not Waipahu Depot Road, you enter from there. And there's a separate building in the back with all these little mom and pop shops. Like there's a hairdresser and like a repair place and stuff like that. They're in that building. And that parking lot can get really crowded sometimes. So they have a separate parking lot more towards the building, kind of on the side. And it does say tow-away zone for YT building only. And I believe that's the parking for that building in case you can't find closer parking that is shared with the Waipahu Festival Market, because that place can get super busy. So parking wasn't an issue for me because not too many people parked in that reserved part for that building. And yeah, that parking lot was super busy for the festival market. You should definitely come early though if you want to check it out, because when I went at about 9:30 there were only 2 bentos left, and after I took one there was only 1 left. And yeah, there wasn't much left of food because it's a Saturday and everybody's probably off, and so they go there for breakfast. They also have updated COVID hours, so their hours are a little bit shorter than before. They open at 7 to 1 p.m. Although I said that this hamburger patty, it has a little bit more breading in it, in the mix, and I've said it in other videos that I prefer a meaty hamburger patty, especially in hamburger state. But I like this one. It's got a lot of onion in it, and the flavor just has a home-cooked, home-style flavor to it, and it reminds me of like my mom's cooking or grandma's cooking or something like that. I do think though that if they put like a teriyaki glaze on this, this would be pretty awesome, or even some gravy on the side. Also, when you go inside, it is super tiny, but on the side they have Tabasco, shoyu, all that stuff. So if something is not to your liking or you need more shoyu on your noodles, it's there for you to put on your food. So that bento was super big. I thought I was hungry, but I can't finish the noodles, so I'm gonna save that. I have a little piece of chicken left with some rice. Save that for lunch. Going over the price, this bento that they offer, it's the only bento they have, is $8.50. The noodles, if you get that big side of noodles that's like filled to the brim, that is $8. All the other stuff varies in price, like at Okazuya is, so it can get expensive if you start to look at a lot of stuff and forget about the price and start picking a lot of things. Like a rice ball or a patty and this and that, usually they're like $2 each, and then when you start picking too much, it can add up really fast. So I think the best bet is the bento if you want to try everything. Most of the things that they have to offer, it's all in here to sample, including the noodles. So I thought that was a pretty big deal, and I still have leftovers. I'm pretty full, so I can eat this again later on. They do only do cash only, no debit or credit card, sorry. I found that kind of odd. They do use Square to do their point of sale for the register, but they said that the owner does not want to do credit cards. So interesting that you're paying for Square but not using it for credit cards. Go over the pros. Very, very tasty noodles. I'm impressed with the noodles. That's really good local style Hawaii type of noodles. I like all the things in there. It looks plain when you kind of just look at it from afar, but when you kind of dig into it, there's all kinds of stuff in there. Like I mentioned, the ham, the char siu on top, green onion, carrot, and cabbage. So it's pretty tasty. Fried chicken and everything was very tasty. It just has that good old school Hawaii food, comfort food kind of feel, which Okazuya should give you. So they are definitely carrying on the tradition of the Sato Okazuya. I believe they train them well in cooking their recipes, if that's what their recipes taste like, because it's pretty bomb. It seems like they're doing well. People were coming in, even though I came late, people were still coming in after me. The service is super friendly. The two ladies were really, really helpful, even though I was very undecided on what I wanted. They were very patient with me, so I apologize. Yeah, and it just has this homey old school feel. So if you're craving Okazuya and you're in the Waipahu area, definitely check them out. The cons, there's no cons really except for the cash thing. I'm not a cash person. I really hate change. So I usually use my debit card. So that's just the only con I have, is that you have to have cash. If you can't find an ATM, there's a Bank of Hawaii nearby, and if you go to the Waipahu Festival Market, there's 2 different ATMs. Over there, there's a credit union ATM and an American Savings Bank ATM right in the front. So if you forgot to bring cash, there's ATMs around, but it's just a little walk. So yeah, definitely check out this Okazuya if you're craving that kind of food and you're in the West Side area or Waipahu. Easy to find parking because they have their own stalls for that particular part of the building if you look for them. Yeah. Definitely great. I'm glad I went, so check them out. Until next week, I'll see you on another food adventure. Press the like button if you like this. Check out my other videos if you're curious about other restaurants, because I've been going through all of them for like about a year now, so there's tons of them. If I make these because if you're curious about tasting food from a restaurant that you're not too sure about, you can search it on my page and then maybe check it out, and you can actually visually look at it and see what it's about, and then decide for yourself if you're going to go and try their food. So press the subscribe button if you haven't to subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you next week. Peace out. Take care.